I used to think that if I was not partying, socializing, and drinking, I would be a fuck up loser. I used to think that's what life was about, and if I don't experience it now, I'm wasting away my good years and missing out on the joys of life. Little did I know that the people who live like this usually become miserable in their 30s. And I was on that same road. Now yeah, I do believe everyone should kind of test out their fuckboy phase, their experimental phase, their clubbing phase. Because once you do, you will hopefully realize how insignificantly unimportant it is. And how much better you're off using your time in a smart way and taking care of your health. When I used to be really sick with Crohn's disease, I would basically stay home all day. This was between like 16 to 18, sometimes even all week. During that time, I really felt anxious and depressed of not growing up like the other kids my age and not having the same experiences as the other kids my age. Like going out, partying, clubbing, socializing, drinking, because it felt like that's what everybody was doing, right? So in that sense, it felt like the right thing to do because back then when you're young, you kind of just go with it. Like that would have been the thing I would look back on when I'm 80 and go, ah yes, I had such a joyous, fulfilling life with so much joy. Like the thing that makes you a high value, happy individual. Now, once I turned like 18 to 19, I got really healthy because I did a lot with diet and I also got put on a new medication. So I started going out semi-regularly. Going out, getting wasted, socializing, being a dumbass, making out, flirting with girls, and just trying myself out in general. And yeah, it was cool, you know, it was cool. I can't really say it was worth it though. And with my mindset I have now, sure I would say I would be even happier now and more accomplished if I started holistic self-improvement back then during my going out the fuckboy phase. But I think I had to experience it to realize how unimportant it is to me personally. To realize that the people who say it's all downhill from here, or the middle-aged men with no hair, a beer belly, sitting in a pub, telling you life is short, the older you get, the worse it gets, and my parents were right, this shit sucks, getting older sucks, are simply living on the other side of potential. Like, of course you're gonna view it that way, bro. You basically withered away your entirety of your years where you were still mostly cognitively and physically able to set yourself up for the future, and now you're unhealthy, overweight, broke as fuck, no savings, no life skills, no valuable relationships, and horrible mental health. And of course now it's gonna be fucking 8 times as difficult to build up the life full of prosperity and potential to go from 30 to 40 and completely switch your life around than it would have been from 20 to 30. Like that life that anyone can build through years of hard work and dedication, like we are doing in our 20s. And think about this. Isn't that what school is supposed to be for? To create high-value individuals who can land a high-paying position? Yet following the school system route, usually, in many cases, creates unhappy, lifeless dopamine addicts who end up in an endless cycle of misery, thinking, that's just how life is. Guess I just got unlucky, can't change it now. It's people who simply accept the fact that they are unhappy so they can get put on more medication to create even better obeying little zombie workers. The mentality of being owned by the government never really sat right with me. Like slaving away my time for money to spend on ways to feel less like a time slave. Like vacation and other escapes. And I'm not saying don't have a good time in your 20s, okay? But just be aware there's an entirely different side to life if you do what 95% of young people are not doing. Because then you can realistically enter the top 5%. If you do what 95% are not doing. Like using the weekends to catch up with important friends and family, your relationship, or making time for yourself. Using the week to use the little time you have as efficiently as possible. Getting up early and getting to bed early. Practicing digital minimalism and realizing the beauty that is around us daily. Consuming books by great people you can learn from. Looking at life outside of the triangular vision of modern day. Learning to be grateful so you can remove clutter from your life to be happier. not adding things. Become obsessed with being different. Go through school, for sure, but be aware of where you want to be. Be aware of how you want to set up your life and what you want to achieve. And be aware if school is gonna get you there. As well as if the experiences you make in your 20s are really that valuable and get you closer to your end goal. We all have different values and dreams, but for me, the more and more I unplug myself, the more I realize what I truly want, and the more I do my own thing, and the happier I am just being myself. The point of this video is simply to hopefully make some of you realize things about your life you wish to change and take a risk. I'm not saying this is the way everyone should live, but be aware that what you hear, see, think, and read, what's portrayed as good and traditional, what everyone is doing, is not necessarily the thing you must do. Now do some deep journaling to find this out about yourself. Do some good research within your own brain about how you wish to spend your time. If you want to get into a high-paying position you can only get through school with, go do school. If you want to do school in general, go do school. But I'm saying it is absolutely not, especially nowadays, absolutely not the only way to become rich, successful, whatever you want. And in some cases it's brainwashy, and I might make another video on the school subject in general. But yeah, share this video with a friend who wastes too much time in pubs. Scroll down in the description, I have a bunch of resources for free for you. Yeah, and this weekend you're gonna take some time for yourself. All right, don't go out with your buddies, don't go out to the pub. Come on, one weekend, all right, and then just add from there.